Well, knowing the strategies and thoughts of a professional currency trader is always a good idea. My guest today is Kathy Lean. She's going to talk about her favorite trades in the FX market. So Kathy, let's just put a broad question out there. What are your favorite trades here?
Right now I'm looking at two currencies specifically, and one is the Swiss franc and the other the British pound. They're not the most glamorous currencies, of course, because they're not the euro, they're not the US dollar. But I think there's some real opportunities there, because right now we're in an environment where the tail risk in Europe has certainly receded, meaning that we're no longer in an environment where people are on edge waiting to see if any of these countries like Italy or Spain is going to blow up. So, during the height of the European sovereign debt crisis, a lot of money flowed out of the Eurozone into countries like the UK and into Switzerland. And I really like the Swiss franc on the short side, and the reason for that is because, number one, Switzerland actually has negative interest rates on banks. So banks are being charged in order to have the luxury of holding Swiss francs. So if there's less uncertainty, they're going to start to look for alternatives quickly. Also, the central bank is aggressively intervening to keep the currency depressed. And then most recently, they even said that, regardless, despite all of our intervention, we still think the Swiss franc is overvalued. So you have the central bank also on the side of Swiss franc weakness. So I think Euro Swiss has pulled back a little bit. I think that we could see a much stronger rally in Euro Swiss in the second quarter, and maybe in the fourth quarter, and then certainly probably in the second quarter as well. And then in terms of the British pound, I think that we've got a tremendous amount of weak economic data, and I think one of the greatest risks is the possibility of either sovereign downgrade for the UK because their fiscal finances are terrible, and then also the possibility of the Bank of England actually increasing asset purchases again. So I think that there's definitely some downside. And on top of that is the same story about Europeans shifting the money out of the safety of British pounds back into euros. So all those factors should drive the pounds lower and also drive the franc lower.
Now, what pair are you trading these to get both of those things going?
So Euro Swiss is a nice one to look at for the Swiss opportunity. In terms of pounds, I think that you can look at Euro pounds, but also the pound dollar itself outright could be an attractive opportunity.
All right, let's talk about specific levels for both of those two. Where do you see it going?
Well, I think Euro Swiss maybe we'll see 130. There's a good possibility. Right now we're quite a ways from that level. So 125 is certainly a much closer point of resistance. But around 125, we could certainly see it there, and then maybe beyond that 130 as all these flows start to unwind themselves. And then in terms of the pound dollar, that one maybe we'll see 152 or so, 153 in the pound dollar. That is limited by the fact that it's got the dollar component of the trade in there, and so as a result, it will be affected by the ebbs and tides of the U.S. economy.
Kathy, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.